Hi, Jennifer's on.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hello.
Hey, Jen.
This is Patty, I'm here.
Hi, Patty. How are you today?
Okay.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I was having problems with my personal computer, so I had to jump on my work computer.
Hi, Carolyn.
Hi. How's everyone doing?
Doing good.
Fantastic.
Good. Do we have everyone on?
I didn't hear Wendy yet.
Wendy can't make it.
Okay.
She sent the
The
minutes.
agenda. Yeah. A minute. Yeah.
So and if we can have a meeting, I'm going to need, can you guys see me now?
There you are.
If we can have a meeting, I'm going to need someone to take minutes, please.
I'll do minutes. Sorry, I walked away for a minute.
Oh, okay. Thank you. We'll get started here in a second. I just need to see who's all here. Is James on? James, are you on?
James is not joined yet.
Okay, okay, thanks. Okay, I think we can get started. I think we have enough people here to get started. Okay, Lisa, you want to start by doing the roll call, please?
I think I'm already there. I have everybody listed already because I can see them online.
Okay. So, and then excused is Wendy. And I did not hear from James. So let's wait till the end of the meeting to see if he shows up, if he joins, okay? Okay.
That baby's supposed to be coming this
Yeah,
week.
I know. I didn't hear anything yet, so okay. Okay, next item is the treasurer's report. So we currently, in our general account to date, we have $23,649.01. $1,350.99 came out because of the Easter egg hunt, things that I bought for that, candy and everything. But of course that didn't happen, so that's the expense so far, okay, under that account. And then in the account number 12, which is our donation account, we've only had one donation come in for $1,000. But that account balance is $28,984.25. Okay, so which gives us a total of $52,633.26 in the account so far. Okay, so we still have a couple events that we could possibly end up having. Well, the Halloween is basically nothing, right? But then we have the giving tree and the tree lighting event. So we have some expenses there. And so there's some opportunities to go out yet and collect some sponsorships. Martin Law Office said that whenever we're ready, just come to them. So they're just waiting to see if we decide to, if we can hold any of the upcoming events, okay? So, I don't have the agenda in front of me, so I'm gonna kind of wing it. I think the next item on here is the Spielbauer. Were there any questions so far on the money in the accounts?
Could you give me the total one more time, Carolyn, for the notes? It's 52,000 what?
$52,633.26.
Okay. And then the next thing I have on the agenda is approval of minutes from March 3rd and May 14th.
That's right, the approvals. So I'm hoping everyone had a chance to look over the minutes. So we have to go back to March because I didn't put it in the agenda for May, and we didn't have a meeting in April, so we got to go all the way back to March and approve those minutes. So can I get a motion?
I'll move to approve the minutes of March 3rd.
Get someone to second that. If you're on mute, you
I
have
can,
to.
Cindy, I can second.
Okay.
Thanks, Cindy.
And everyone pretty much approves. There's no nays in this. Okay. The next item is the approval of our May minutes, and that's when we talked about the 4th of July. We had our guest in. So if there's any questions about that?
I'll move to approve the minutes.
Okay, then we need someone to second it.
I'll second.
All right, thanks, Patty, Cindy, Lisa. Okay. The next item should be the Spielbauer fireworks. I have that correct? Okay.
That's correct.
So they called me a couple weeks ago, wanting to know what we were going to be doing. So because everybody was canceling fireworks. And so what they were doing was, if you locked in this year, they gave you that same price next year. They didn't go up, but they were asking for the whole payment this year. So, and then
Can I ask what the payment would be?
$16,500.
All right, I'm sorry, I'm gonna ask a couple follow-up questions. That would start to come out of that account 12, correct? And we
Well, it
use
would come out of either account. I would probably take it out of the account 10 first.
okay, because don't we lose a portion of that? It actually might be smart for us to do it if we think we're going to lose a portion of it back to the city.
No, we won't lose anything back to the city.
Okay,
No, it rolls over. So we won't lose it.
Generally speaking,
At this
how
point,
much that used to go up a year?
excuse me?
So you said that we'd have the same rate as, this year for next year. What was last year's rate? Are they going up by each year?
$500. Last year it was 16. This year they went up $500.
So they go up $500 and they're asking us to lock in and pay it now?
Yeah. But we have to keep in mind because we have the tree lighting coming up. So we would be taking even more money away from that event.
Can they physically ask for the whole thing and not like 50% of it to hold?
Well, the thing is that they ordered the fireworks already. So the
Okay.
fireworks were already ordered. They get them from a company. They had already put in the order for them. So they're just holding on to them, I guess. So they're basically wanting us to kind of cover the cost of the fireworks that they're holding.
yeah, but we have no idea if we're gonna be in this situation again next year.
Yeah,
So we're talking about putting out $16,000. And we don't know, I don't feel anything is clear at this point. So I feel that I would rather put that money and hold on to it and make Christmas really good if things start to open up. But that's just my opinion. If you guys feel differently, that's fine.
yeah. I agree with you. That's what I would like to do. So, because we could, for those exact same reasons, put it towards the Christmas and make that a better event, for sure.
We could do Kyle's, go a little more high strung on Kyle's, light up the square ideas.
Yeah, well, Kyle's gonna go over that.
Sorry.
He's gonna go over that. He has some numbers that he'll go over with the team in a few minutes. But we have to decide, and we don't have to do that. I mean, we can hold on to the money. We may even decide that we want to hold some small fireworks for another event for Christmas. I don't know. We can do that as well, and we'd still be locked into that same price if that's what we wanted to do this year. So but I think we should just hold on to the money and not move forward with locking in based on if next year.
I would agree.
I like that, Carolyn.
Okay. Is there
I agree
anyone?
with that as well.
Okay. Anyone else?
Do we need to bring that to a vote?
Yeah, let's agree on it now, so I can call them back and let them know that we're going to just hold on to the money. We're not going to worry about locking in for paying this year, locking in for next year.
I guess if it's only $500, I mean, that's for the decision to hold it for right now. I think that $500 isn't that extreme for like waiting for one more year.
Right. And keep in mind, we can always make adjustments on the fireworks and take it down to the 1650 or 16 if we wanted to.
Correct.
So, okay. Is there anyone on the call who say, let's lock it in and pay for it now? Okay. Okay, Lisa, can you make note that the team voted to hold on the money the fireworks, the $16,500 that would have gone towards the fireworks. We're gonna hold on it. And not pay in advance.
Okay, so for notes, I put, they will lock in prices with full payment. We have decided not to pay in full and lock in prices, but retain the budget.
Correct. That's good. So, okay. Thanks. Okay, so Patty, what's the next item?
Halloween, we're already to October.
Yeah. So I put Halloween on there because it is the next event that's coming up. And it is a Saturday, you guys. It is a Saturday and I'm sorry. Yeah, no, we did put it in for Saturday this year. So it is on a Saturday this year and it is running from, I think I had 4 to 7. We voted 4 to 7 on that. Hey, Kyle.
Hello.
So with everything that's going on, Halloween, we're gonna let it go until it goes. The thing is that if you don't want people coming up to your homes, then don't put out candy, don't open your door. If you don't, if people are afraid to go out and go trick-or-treating because of coming to someone's home because of the COVID, then don't go trick-or-treating. That kind of thing. That's whatever happens, kind of, you're on your own kind of thing. I don't see us having to cancel Halloween for any reason. Would you guys agree? Does anyone
Is
have any
this-
other comments?
Yeah, is this still being run by the Historical Society again this year as well?
Yes, the Historical Society, so that's up to them. I'm talking just the trick-or-treating, the citywide trick-or-treating.
Okay,
So the Historical Society, if they have their event there, that's their event. So it's strictly up to them to do what they want to do.
but as far as opening up to the city and, okay,
So they would fall under the same guidelines that the city has for opening up your business. The thing is that I think not everyone's at full capacity yet. I think up to 75%. I don't know how many people come through there. You guys were there last year. Did you see, were there a ton of people walking through?
I mean, only reason why I guess I brought that one up is because if we did take other measures, like similar to like the Easter egg, where we put in like brown paper bags or something like that could be another alternative way of doing it. Instead of everybody going around picking out candy, just hand out bags or something like that. But I guess that kind of falls on them, what they want to do. I just wonder if there's any alternative solutions we would have if we're going to participate in some sort of event, just to have the alternative, option there available.
Yeah, well, so typically for Halloween, it's the citywide trick-or-treating, and we don't get involved in that. And we just give the $500 to the Historical Society to pay for their candy for their, basically
Okay.
their event. And then they decide to run it and along with the citywide trick-or-treating. And then I know we do the winter apparel drive at that time. The coat drive, the winter stuff, it happens at the Historical Society. If they decide that they're gonna go forward and have their safe site trick-or-treating, we can definitely put out bins and collect things as well. So that event could still go on. But we
Okay.
have to wait to see what they decide they're gonna do. And I'll give them a call. I'll give them a call and see
Yeah.
what their plans are.
Do we have a date that we'd want to do like cancel by or notification by, that we would say like, okay, by, because we're talking October. So, I mean, when do we think that we want to say we have like the final say or final decision, depending on like what the guidelines of the city are, where we have to make a decision?
You mean the citywide trick or treating or
All
the
of both of
historic?
them.
Okay, the citywide trick or treating, I didn't think that we really needed to cancel that, only because it's up to me as an individual if I want to go out trick or treating with my kids or send them out, you know, and take that chance. And as a person who's given candy, it's also kind of up to that person to decide whether they want to open their door for a bunch of people coming in to give candy. So I say we just move forward with that event anyway, because there's really nothing for us to do.
Okay,
So we should just go for it and let it happen.
I vote yes.
Let's not cancel it.
I'd be fine with that as well. As far as the coat drive goes, if the Historical Society decides not to have the safe site, can we set up the coat drive bins at the city building? And still have a coat drive?
City Hall,
Yep.
we can see, because they close. Hopefully the library is open back up then, but they close at 4:00. So we could put it there. We probably have to put it outside.
Well, maybe we should just put that on the agenda to revisit next month, because we'll still be in plenty of time to do that. But
Yes,
just as an alternative.
right, exactly. And you know, we can also continue to put the barrels down at the Historical Society like we've done in the past. So they can sit there, even though they're not having their event, people can just drop things off. It's just that we have to get over there to check it out, you know, make sure it's not overflowing and things like that. So, but let's put that on the agenda for next month.
Could we use
they could-
Salvation Army or no,
Excuse me?
as a drop off?
We could have the drop off at the Salvation Army. It's just kind of nice because if we do it separate from there, even though
Mhm.
we take everything there, it looks more like our event
Gotcha.
and not so much just donating to Salvation Army. And then I would have to
Okay.
see what the protocol is on that too. I don't know if you can just drop off at their facility or you have to drop off at those boxes. I don't know. And then if COVID is going on at the
Yeah.
time, so we have to be aware, you know, cognizant of that. So there's still some ifs going on with that whole thing.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
So I'll talk to the Historical Society and then see what they're going to do. And then I can also call Salvation Army and see what their protocol is for this. And then we can base it on that. And then Kyle, if we have to cancel next month when we talk about this, we'll set a cancellation date if we're going to move forward for the drive. Okay.
Okay,
Any questions around that? So everyone's okay with moving forward with the Halloween thing. Is there anyone who's against having Halloween? Anyone who questions?
No, sounds good.
Okay, cool. All right. The next item on the agenda is the,
Holiday cheer.
okay, so the holiday cheer, guys, that's where we did these stockings for seniors. And the cookies for canines and felines. So the stockings for seniors went pretty good, although I don't think we're going to be able to do that this year. Only with COVID-19, it hit really hard in the nursing homes. And that one nursing home that we selected, the one that's on 32, they had a lot of fatalities in there due to the COVID. So we need to think of something else this year. We can always go back to toys or something, do a toy drive. We can do a sock drive. We can do something else. Okay?
This is
Jennifer, yeah.
Have we done anything previously, like around Thanksgiving time? I'm just like thinking here with everybody that, unfortunately has been out of work or struggling. Is there something we could do in between the two holidays if we're not able to do what we've done in the past with the nursing homes? Maybe focus something in between there as far as meals or sponsoring, I don't know, groceries or some sort of thing like that?
So for Thanksgiving,
Yeah, or some like between that holiday period, between Thanksgiving and Christmas, if, kind of changing it, going back to toys, but also thinking along the lines of people that may be struggling and trying to get with groceries and just providing food or doing a food donation drive again.
yeah. So the spreading the holiday cheer always happens right after Thanksgiving, right? So, and then so that's that in between time. We can definitely do some sort of food thing. What was I gonna say? I think so. Part of the thing in the past was that we partnered with the church, St. Matt's, and they had part of a program going on there where we gave food to them, and then they would help give it out to the people who are in need. The only thing is it was private because a lot of people are very private as to if they're struggling. And we can give, no problem. We just need that person or that group, that organization to help us distribute the food. Unless we just collect food and we give it to Salvation Army or some sort of soup kitchen or something. I don't know. So did you have any ideas?
Not yet. No, I was just thinking, like I said, trying to do something in between. I know, unfortunately, we haven't been able to do a lot because of COVID, but if we were able to do something a little bit earlier than that Christmas time, like in between, like I said, Halloween and Thanksgiving, just,
Oh, Halloween.
yeah. So in between there, like I said, sponsoring a family for Thanksgiving or trying to help out that way too.
Okay. Okay. So do you want, we can definitely talk about this. So let's put this on the agenda for next month. Can you come with some ideas and reach out to places like maybe a couple churches or maybe even the school, Salvation Army, to see how we can help in that sense?
Yeah.
And then we'll put it on the agenda and then we could talk about it next month. Figure out what we need to do. We could have done something, you know how they do like stuff the bus, something like that. So check it out and see what it is, what's out there.
Could we do even like a school supply drive in case for some reason schools don't open back up, we get the second wave? Could we almost like a school supply drive too? I mean, I know that might help the at-home teaching. I mean, I know Jennifer's going with the food. I mean, we could do almost like a drive for school supplies. I'm just like, can just throw it out there.
Yeah,
That's a good idea too.
that's something you would want to do probably in July then,
Okay.
August, right before school. The school
Because I
season
think that
starts.
the start would be September. I could always reach out to what's that athletic director? Who else would run the school? Like the school board, I could reach out to somebody.
Scott Holler,
see.
maybe?
Yeah, he's athletic, but yeah, I could do that. I mean, not that my husband talks to him probably once a week anyway. I'll
Yeah.
reach out and see if there's something like that. we can-
Moynihan, I think you could reach out to Candace Moynihan or maybe even Mr. Nerdle, Dana Nerdle, the superintendent. I'm sure they would help us out with that.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if we do something like that with, if it's more like the grade school or, like whatever, like the parents that are at home school teaching with and if they're not working and they have everybody at home.
Okay. Okay, so then I'll leave you that for you to come up with some ideas and
Sure.
some things to talk about for next month.
Okay.
So then let's push to do this in July. I'm sorry, August then. August, September. Even if it's in September, it would still be okay.
Because by then we might have, some leeway on what's going to happen for opening of schools and whatever.
Yeah. And then start thinking about advertising and things like that, how we would push this information out. Okay. Maybe with the school, they'll be able to help with that. And then, okay.
Okay.
Okay. So good ideas, guys. One of the things too, I think Kyle, we were talking about was, for the holidays time, we could even buy like turkeys, hams or something and just hand out to people. Or get it donated. On top of the food drive, we could, try to get turkeys or hams or something donated. Or we can buy a few too. So there's another idea to add with the food drive. So do you put like a complete meal together? There's canned hams, which I probably wouldn't eat, but but people do. People do eat them.
Yeah, you're right. Go that route and just see, like, I think what doesn't Channel 12 do that food drive thing? You have to put, I think, what was it, $45, $50 for like a Thanksgiving meal or whatever they put together.
Okay, yeah. So
idea.
Good ideas. I like when we give back to the community for sure. So and then the whole theme of that is spreading holiday cheer. So anyway, okay. Any other questions on that? Any ideas? Okay. Okay, and then Patty, what's next on there?
The tree lighting,
Tree lighting. Okay, Kyle, I'm gonna give this to you. You're gonna take the lead on this.
Okay.
And Kyle's gonna share with us some information that he has.
Okay, yeah. So the first thing is that I talked right away with Zach from the tree lighting, tradition lighting, and he had said that they had been actually really busy during the COVID season because they had done a bunch of lighting up out in Madison and for the hospital light ups and stuff like that. They were doing a bunch of trying to clear ups, so that was kind of interesting. But when I talked to him, I said, I think we need to consider two plans here, and the first one would be, as we had planned, would be light up the square. I like to go with this guy this company because they seem so flexible and they seem to have the professionalism and the level of what we would want. So what I said, I'm like, well, if we did go with you and we sign off and, against, once the board approves whether we go with you guys or not, and we decide that this is the avenue to take, I would say we would either do a light up the square, or if we feel like with COVID or there's other things going on that we can't do, the social distancing or whatever, would be to do like a drive-through light up show, similar to what they have at, there's that one Bears place that's down, just south of here. And then like they had at the state fairgrounds last year, they had some lighting. And then we talked about briefly, like, well, maybe at the end we would give out like a meal or something, like a Christmas meal or something like that for the final, when they go through it. But we just some sort of giveaway if we do a drive-through that would just kind of make it worth it for people to go through it. So that was the first thing on there. So I did get, I'm gonna just kind of switch over. I don't know if my camera will shut off on me, but I did get a quote from him and I told him, go big on it. And just so you know, the proposal total is $24,065.07. So what that includes is a ceremony tower tree, which is a 30-foot tower tree with pure white LED lights and 4-inch RGB globes. Then we've got a snowflakes, which are 6-foot tall LED snowflakes. He quoted us for 21 of the square perimeter trees that he would like. Those trees would be lit up. 11 of the cedar trim trees. He marked those ones as well. With these are all different. So there's like multicolor. There's the G12 red LED strand, and then there's 12 shrubs on the square corners that he put on there, pure white LED strand, and then also the splash pad shelter roof lines. That's also quoted in there. So I know I forwarded this to Carolyn, and I thought we could look at it again, as a collective, as a group, and say what we would want. The idea was that he would itemize it for us, a bunch of things, and if we decided we want to go more or we want to go less, and we could say, hey, look, we thought about doing this, we thought about doing that, we can easily select it out where we say, maybe the 12 trees, we don't need 12, maybe we do 6, and then we can lower our cost down for that. But he was the only one that got back to me for when I did the not RFP, but the quotes on it, and was asking for what made sense, that they could give us the itemized list for how we want it lit up. So that's kind of the two options there. And either way, he's prepared to do both, whether we would say we want the drive-through light up show, or if we're going to go with light up the square.
Kyle, can I ask just a couple questions real quick?
Absolutely.
Okay, so just for the minutes, it's a tower tree, snowflakes, 21 perimeter trees, 12 shrubs, and the splash pad roof line. I think I missed something. Can you just confirm that?
Yeah, so we got the ceremony tower tree, snowflakes, 21 square perimeter trees, 11 cedar trim trees. That's on the list.
Thank
And
you.
then the 12 shrubs, and then the splash pad. And I have the quote. I can send, or we'll get that sent out to the group so anybody can look at it collectively, or we can all.
Okay, and then my other question is
We might
whether
have
it's
some-
light up the square or the drive-through light show, it's the same quote, correct? Because it's going to be in the same area and everything, correct?
Yeah, I think we lost some, Lisa.
Oh, I think we lost Kyle as well.
So I'm sorry,
Storm's coming through like a vengeance.
can you repeat your question again?
My question is whether it's light up the square where people walk around or it's the drive-through light show, it's still both at Drexel Town Square, correct?
No, the drive-through was going to be down at Lake Vista so that people wouldn't have to get out of their cars, right? So they just enter and drive through, and the lights, the decorations would be down there. However, we can't do that. We don't have any electricity along the way. So
Regarding if we don't have electricity, they have generators. And he said go ahead, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I asked him, I said, well, if we have power line, whatever else. And he said, well, we just use generators, and the cost of the fuel, they're really good generators. They had no issues because he was just talking about a route they just did where they did a bunch of drive lights, and said that they just ran generators, and there's no issues with those.
But that would be down at Lake Vista.
If we went down to Lake Vista, yes, the most likely what we would do on there is we would have to do generators. And I'm not sure what, because I don't want to just put out like 3 6-foot snowflakes or something. Like, we want to make sure we're going to make it actually somewhat decent, because these drive-through light shows can be really extensive. So I want to make sure if we get him to do that, what value are we going to get out of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You weren't talking drive-through at Drexel. You were just talking the square or Lake Vista.
Yeah, those were the two options I looked at, where I thought, well, Lake Vista would be a really good place where we could do a little drive-through light, and then maybe like a giveaway or something, just to make it, something worth, people's time to kind of come down there, or just maybe just make it a really nice light show or whatever else. But at least we have the two options available, whether we do light up the square or a drive-through light show down at Lake Vista.
Okay. Lisa, did that answer your question then?
It did, but I have a follow-up question to that. The
Okay.
quote was for the Drexel Town Square then?
Correct.
Okay, so we don't have a quote for the Lake Vista drive-through.
No, and I should find out the date when we would have to decide to go with, option A or B. So I can reach back out to him and get a quote. I guess the question is where we stand financially, because I feel, with us standing in the square, the cost, might be a little less. And I mean, this is just my thoughts. I don't know this for sure, but I would assume that you're in a small area, a square, that it wouldn't cost as much. But when you try to light up an area with generators and everything else, it might be a little bit more. So I want to find out where we would be at budgetary, with our budget, deciding if we're going to go with Lake Vista. But what I'd like to do is I'll get a date of when we have to choose options A and B, and I'll try to get a quote from him for Lake Vista.
Okay, so if we did just keep it at light up the square and we still are in the COVID situation, can I just say that I'm a little bit more in favor than that with that, because I think more people would go see it and could drive through it. I mean, there are ways to drive through Drexel Town Square. We wouldn't have to have like the in-person lighting if COVID is still activated, correct? But we could still set up the display for people to walk in and amongst when it wasn't as busy, and social distancing would still work. I'm not loving Lake Vista. I mean, I love the park, but I think I would go because it's really close to me, but people complain about it just being so far away with the fireworks. I just think with it being Christmas and the holidays, I think Drexel is the focus of our community.
I agree. I picture Lake Vista being very expensive. It's big, and we would have to put lights on both sides because, well, at least I think we would. Well, we probably in
Well, and then
some
you-
areas.
I mean, like, then you, and I understand the generators would work fine, but who goes and turns the generators on each night? And then there's theft, and I mean, it's pretty remote. I hate to say it's remote, but it's definitely more remote than what we're talking about at Drexel Town Square, where you have people interacting and they live there and they look out their doors and windows, although that could become an issue too, just having too many lights out there. But I don't know, I'm more in favor of keeping it at Drexel Town Square, putting it up. Even if we don't have people on the ground for a light up this year, I just think it would raise the spirits of the community.
Could we even have, like, if we did one night for Light Up the Square and just have the traffic routed one way to go around the square? I mean, I know it'd probably be a cluster to get people around, but you could at least have all of them go one way.
But you're not
That's an
driving.
idea.
You're not
yeah.
driving. It's just decorating the square, basically.
Correct, but if it wanted to do it, if people that want to be out, well, we close off the square way to light it up, and then you can always drive around the outside once it's done.
I don't think we need to set up a drive for Drexel Town Square.
Okay.
I think, to me, I just picture it just being decorated from December 1st through January 1st or whatever, and people just get out of their cars. They go for dinner, they get out of their cars and whatever. We would still have maybe a tree lighting ceremony, and then, people would gather like they've done in the past. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, because we can't block off the street, throughout the whole time it's there. You know what I'm saying?
I was just thinking for the first night for the presentation.
Well, so we
Yeah,
won't,
that makes sense. I
Yeah.
got it, yeah.
so.
So that does, the question came up. So what is the time frame?
Kyle, what
The
did he
time
tell
frame.
you?
The time frame for us to decide, or hang on one second. Let me switch back over my phone.
To have the lights up?
Oh, so what's the question regarding when we have to decide? Is that what you're asking?
No, when they're actually scheduled to be up.
Good question. I believe the date, whatever we gave them, I'll have to look. I think they do it like in a week advance or something like that. I'll have to double check. I would like to, unfortunately with us doing a remote, like a Zoom meeting, I think it would be great that we would just bring him in and discuss it directly with him instead of, through me. So that would be the other thing. If we want to get details, I would say if our next meeting is not, a virtual, we would invite him in, or perhaps we do invite him in via Zoom.
Yeah, we can invite them in via Zoom. Because the city hall, as long as the library isn't open, we cannot go in for meetings. We have to do them virtual.
Okay.
And the only reason I say that is because city hall closes at 4 o'clock and our meetings are at 5. So, and we have to be open to the public. So then that means the public can come in and out. But like this call, the city, Kevin has it set up so that citizens can join in on this call anytime.
Yeah.
But we can invite him in, just like we did the police and fire last month. We can invite him in and talk. But I suggest that we finalize next month, by next month, exactly what we want to do. So if you can just talk about, well, you did, let's talk about the pricing of how much it's going to cost just to do the square, which I think we have it covered. I don't think that's going to be a problem. There are some add-ons. Did you talk about that yet? I had to go close my windows.
Yeah, I know we had talked about last year. I'm sorry, we talked about, handing out lights and whatever else at the event. And so if we do end up, and I think and that's again, we have to kind of figure out the date of like when we have to decide of, okay, are we going to light up the square? Are we going to do a drive-through? But we were talking about, people getting lights, when we can order those, what the cost would be, how many to order, and everything else.
Right. So if you're able to get back to them August and say, hey, this is what we decided, or he comes in August, and then we ask the questions that we need, if we need it, I mean, I have full confidence in you that you can handle this and take the lead and talk to them. But if you want them to come in and talk to the team, that's fine. We can do that too. But even by September 1st, because he already has the plan laid out, even by September 1st, that's plenty of notice, because I think I read that they need like a couple, 3-4 weeks or a week or something. Confirmation to go ahead or to get things going.
Okay.
And then we're talking December so guys, our tree lighting event would be December 4th, but we can always change. No, we can't change it now. It has to be that because we already got locked in. So December 4th or 5th, that Wednesday, that would be the opening ceremony. So that's when we would turn the lights on, light the square. Okay.
So can I start by just saying, do we have a confidence vote that we would go with this company? I know you guys don't have the quote, but regardless, we would hire them to do light ups so that we can kind of proceed forward on details.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of details in the contract, so I would send that out to the team and let them look at it. So guys, this company here was the only one that kind of found where they take the stuff back. They set it up, they take it down, and they store it. Otherwise, we're buying those items ourselves, and then we would have to try to figure out where to store it.
I think it's a great opportunity to try it. And honestly, I'm fine with the whole quote, even just as explained, not seeing the actual details of it. I mean, I think it will be beautiful. I think it will really, again, I think it will just raise the spirits of the community. And if we have a tree lighting on the 4th, great. If not, they can just turn on the 4th. We don't publicize anything. We don't hand anything out if we're still in the situation that we're in.
Right.
I'm all for it.
So,
right.
Kyle, did you go over the base pay with them yet? on just the square?
On just the square,
Yeah. Did you tell them the numbers?
yeah, I gave it at. I mean, the full quote that he provided was $24,065 instead of.
Okay.
That's what I have noted in the notes.
Yep.
Okay, I had to step away to go close my windows. It started pouring and my windows doors were open when you were talking. So I missed that. Okay, so then, and then you talked about there's add-ons and some of the add-ons were lighting up the building.
Yeah,
No?
we can, I mean, and that was the question of like where we want to be at budgetary. So like that was where he quoted us on the base things. And then we talked, when I talked with him was, if we want to do add-ons, you know, we can start saying, okay, we want to light up the buildings, we want to light this up, light that up, or, you know, one thing I really wanted to ask him a little bit more of that I didn't see in the quote was photo op spots. So I think that's something we can also discuss as well.
Okay. Okay. So please send out the contract to everyone. At least I know you're good to go with it, but I would like for everyone to look at that contract and look at some of the add-ons and kind of be prepared to talk about this next month. And kind of come to a decision, because you may say, hey, I think we should go forward and light part of the building up. If we do that, I can definitely reach out to tourism to see if they want to help with doing some of that. So please look over the packet after Kyle sends it to you, and then we'll talk about that next month. And get it locked in, and then if we need to invite the rep in, we'll do that at our August meeting, and then we can ask questions, or we just shoot our questions to Kyle, and Kyle can talk to them one-on-one. Okay. So I don't want to pull them in for questions, you know, like, you know, I don't know, what does the stars look like? And what colors do you have? You know, things like that. Kyle can handle those. Maybe more logistics, safety, those types of things, probably be more critical.
Okay. Yeah, the main thing is they will come, set up, tear down. We don't have to do anything. They will be there on site the day of the lighting. I think it'll be pretty easy for us. And if we decide we want to do things outside of it, like handing out lights or whatever else, and, you know, whether we do meals, I think this is a good way to go.
Okay. And then what we can do, you guys, is get the businesses involved. Kind of reach out to them and let them know what we're planning on doing, and hopefully get them involved, doing some decorations, some specials, whatever. And hopefully the COVID, hopefully it all works out where we don't have to shut down businesses, because they are estimating that things are going to jump. So, okay. Any questions for Kyle? Good job, Kyle. Thanks for doing all this. This is really cool.
You're welcome.
Are you doing something? We can see you, you know.
I know, I'm turning my mute on and off.
So
Got baby Bruno in the background.
okay. So thanks for doing this. This is great. I think this is going to be really cool, you guys. Being able to do this. I do think Lake Vista would probably be double the amount, just because we would need to go with some really big, cool things there, because it's so open. And I think being that this is our first one, and we do say like the square, we may want to stay in the square.
Yeah, I agree. Let's make it simple. Let's just go like the square. I think that's probably the best idea for now.
Cool. Okay. Patty, is Patty still on? What's the next item on the agenda, you guys? Is that it? Did we lose Patty?
This is new stuff. I forgot the space bar. The next thing on the agenda is adjournment. And if you don't have anything else to bring up new business wise, I move to adjourn.
I second.
Okay. Meeting adjourned.
Sounds good.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Be safe.
Thank you.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Thanks,
Bye.
Kevin.